Happy Friday, everybody. And I'd like to welcome you to another edition of A Conversation with Brother Raymond. And without further ado, I bring you Brother Raymond.
Good evening.
Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to A Conversation with Brother Raymond. I'm your host, Brother Raymond. Today we will be continuing from last week for the horrible death of Shanquella Robinson. We'll be getting right into that. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, I'm pulling in to Austin, Texas. Once I get situated, we can get deep down into it. But before we get there, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Shanquella Robinson. Now, this young lady had full of life, 25 years old, vibrant. She had entrepreneurship going. She had everything going for herself. And she only wanted to have her friends be involved with it, never knowing that she didn't have any friends. And those people that she called friends turned out to be her enemies, right? Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, those friends that she took along with her on this trip, by the way, that she paid for the Airbnb, and somebody stole $10,000 from her, they would be the ones who bring her to her demise, right? Now, these are people that she called her friends, and they would do so all the way in another country, in Mexico, right? So anyway, they get there. She unbeknownst, she don't have no clue that this has been set up and they have been planning this. Because if you look at this whole demonstration, it looked premeditated to me from the word go. I'm talking about from planning the trip to getting there to executing their plan. And each and every one of them that was there knew something about this incident before it even took place. So therefore, I will hold all of them, I will charge them with premeditated, heinous murder. And there were some other words that they were saying about this murder as well. So I'm just trying to grasp around my head about how can you just take a life with no consequences? You just take somebody's life. Like you God. Like you have the authority to take someone's life. Like God has given you the permission to take their life. It's so sad that in the world today, we want to play the judge, the jury, and the executioner, knowing that you too will be judged and you will have your day in court. May not be down here, but you will have your day in court. So let's get into this. Lies after lies after lies after lies, ladies and gentlemen. First, they said she wasn't feeling well. Second, they tell her parents she had alcohol poisoning, right? Third, they were so smart that they were dumb that they filmed the incident as it took place. And one of her enemies had the nerve to say, fight back. Fight back. Girl, you better fight back. Right? Let's take it back a little bit, though. This is where it becomes premeditated. I come out the shower in my birthday suit, and y'all attack me. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about everybody that was present. They attacked that young lady. Didn't give her a chance to put nothing on. Didn't give her a fully chance to really fully defend herself. So it is so sad to the situation, because what happened was she was caught off guard, and this was very unexpected. Never in her wildest dreams did she think that her so-called friends would attack her. But yet, here she found herself being attacked. And once she seen the plot and what it was for, she refused to partake in it, meaning indulge in their vicious scheme to hurt her. And in my mind, all I can feather is that young lady was praying to God, asking God to let His will be done, while they viciously attacked her. Then had the nerve to say she slipped and fell. Now we got to look at the evidence. Y'all told her mother and father that she had alcohol poisoning. Wasn't feeling well, waiting on the doctor to come, right? Yep. And so that was one. Two, you turned around and you hurt this young lady. You killed her, left her in the Airbnb, and you guys came back to the States and didn't even acknowledge or let her mom know anything. You didn't let her parents know anything. And so it's so sad, because now all of you guys will be charged with accessory to the murder of Shanquella Robinson. Yeah. And it's so sad that this happened to this young lady who was full of life, had so much to live for, who was thriving with so much joy, right? I'm getting myself together. I'm getting ready to check in so that I can sit down and we can get right to it, right? So, it's so sad, though. It says 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson was found dead after one day of vacationing with a group of so-called friends in Cabo, St. Lucas, right? Her official death certificate obtained listed the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. I ain't get that word right. Luxation, which is instability in the uppermost vertebrae, but her family still has questions. Check what the family said. They didn't call us until check it out, the very last minute. And then on top of that, they said the maid found her. No one told the same story, so I never believed them anyway. New video evidence shows Robinson was brutally attacked by another unidentified woman on the night of her death. The U.S. State Department had originally told that Mexican authorities believe there is no clear evidence Robinson was murdered, but Shanquella's mother is convinced there is more to the story. Yeah. And now, with that, an arrest has been made in that case. So, the young lady, let me see. I want to get it right. Let me see if it pulls up for me. Arrest warrants. That's what they're saying, y'all. Arrest warrants issued for friends of Shanquella Robinson. Mexican prosecutors say. Now, this is what they saying. See, I don't know what they were thinking to think that they wasn't going to go. They weren't going to find out about this, right? It says an arrest warrant has been issued in the death of Shanquella Robinson, a Charlotte woman killed while vacationing in New Mexico, according to a Mexican prosecutor and confirmed by ABC News. A prosecutor for the states told ABC News a friend of Robinson's, who is in direct aggressor, is being sought by the international authorities on charges of homicide. Yeah. Yeah. So, actually, it wasn't a quarrel, but instead a direct aggression. We are carrying out all the pertinent procedures, such as the Interpol alert and the request for extradition. They're going to extradite them to the United States of America. It's about 2 Americans, the victim and the culprit. Authorities have not identified who they are working to arrest at this time. Breaking news. Yeah. Yeah. And so I got to find the other one. I got to find the suspect. I forgot that girl's name. Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's so, whew. Mm-hmm. Here's an update on the assault of the National United States Marshal Service confirmed that yeah, it's sad. It's sad. They have one of the young ladies, right? And so, and right, so, I gotta find her name. I'm sorry, I apologize. So, no, I'm just keeping going. Trying to get this.
I'm gonna start taking this stuff.
All right.
Hard to free on the streets, huh?
Okay. So, I'm trying to get this together for y'all because it is a suspect and she was arrested. And she was one of the aggressor in the incident. But as I was stating earlier, so is the young lady and young man who was holding the camera and was filming it, telling her, oh, I say, we are assuming that is Dejanay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister J. So they have her in custody, And like they say, the dominoes will fall. It's a domino effect. That's all that's waiting on to fall, because they want to know who else was involved, and who holding the camera, who premeditated it, who perpetrated it, and all of that. Because we have to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you commit a crime, somebody always see it. Whether it be a camera, a resident, or innocent bystander just walking around, somebody have seen what you have done. And though we think we got away with it, it only get away with it for a certain amount of time, right? So now that has taken place, check this out. We thought, you think going to jail in the United States was bad? Oh man. Where did they go to jail over there in Mexico? They don't have no remorse for you. They don't care about nothing. And this is national world news. So, ladies and gentlemen, they wasn't thinking at all. I mean, that was just horrible. Uh, what they did, how they even planned this out. I don't know who was the smartest dummy, but whoever it was needs to be kicking themselves. You know. So it's so sad that we have to pray for the family, pray for our people, because the Bible says our people perish from a lack of knowledge, because they clearly weren't thinking about what they was going to do before they did it. Because if they had, I'm quite sure, any common sense, you wouldn't have done it. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I have just arrived here in Austin, Texas, and we're going to be here for the weekend. Oh, she wasn't arrested yet, according to the parents. Well, it was in the news. It was in the news brief on Google. So, yeah, social media did an outstanding job of amplifying the story. They didn't expect it would get this much traction. But let me share this. They videotaped it. So what they thought was going to happen? If you videotape something, what you think going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? And then you put it out there for likes and all of this sick stuff. Now that's just sick to me. You know, you out there putting stuff out for likes and all that stuff, and you just done killed this young lady. And then you come back to the States, didn't even notify our parents. And you thought that was just gonna fly. How they thought that was gonna fly, Kayla?
I don't know. I was wondering if I could send Jay North a link and they could join the screen.
You know, because it's just so sad, because I mean, when I think that they had breaking news saying that they had arrested the Janae girl. I said, wow. So here go the domino effects, you know. Or if they haven't arrested, they got her in custody, or they questioning her, it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall, because
Jay, I'm pasting this link
you know
in the
it's
comment section, and I want you to take this link and use it and come in the screen and join Brother Raymond. There's a link that I'm putting in here, and I want you to copy this link, and I want you to join Brother Raymond in the stream because I like your comments, and I think you should come into the stream and join us. Okay.
Yeah, while she doing it, I can be walking and getting into the room.
Okay. You getting ready to move to a different location? Okay.
Yeah, I'm finna get.
Okay, Jay, if you could take that link and that link will bring you into the stream where you could join Brother Raymond in the conversation. Since you have information, we would like for you to. I would like for you to join him, if possible. So just click that link, and that will bring you right into the screen with him. Because you seem to have quite a bit of information, if you don't mind.
Not really.
And I was just listening to you saying that you don't think they knew what they were doing. I think they had a lot of knowledge about what they were doing. I think they planned to do this.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they planned it, Kenny Low, but I'm talking about in effect of really thinking this out because
I mean, they weren't teenagers.
no, I know, and this is the sad thing about it, Kenny Low. They filmed it. What you thought was gonna happen?
Well, I mean, they should have known something was going to happen.
You know,
And they
and they
should have
all should
known
be
that
held
they were
accountable.
going to be held.
Every one of them should be held accountable
Yes,
in some form or degree,
absolutely. Uh,
whether it's premeditated murder. Um, it was something else they were telling me. That's another kind. But whatever cases they can get, they should be charged to the fullest degree. But that is sad.
Absolutely.
Really, really sad.
Every last one of them should be charged equally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be
Nobody
made
should get off
example of.
light.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. That is really ridiculous. Sad. Sad,
Oh,
sad, sad.
Jay said he still would love, but he still have a house of a house. Let me see if I can get away for 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, if you could just go in another room and join for 5 or 10 minutes, that would
Yeah,
be good.
I'm waiting on Beyonce and I'm gonna go upstairs and get into this. But this is ridiculous, man. I'm talking about I'm so I'm so upset with this. I don't know, man. Mm-mm-mm. No, they ain't getting away with this. They cannot get away with this.
Where were they from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Wow, that's really deep. That is really deep.
That's why I say you know your friends, man. How could you call them?
I don't know if I would use the term friend.
That's what I said. I said enemy.
Yeah.
That's why I said they ain't no friend.
No,
They used it, but I'm looking at enemy, hater. But that's what they were. They
no,
were some haters. A group of haters
that's sick.
that was jealous of that young lady.
Yeah, that's somebody that is absolutely sick.
That's wicked. That's
Yes,
the devil.
absolutely, absolutely,
That's demonic spirits.
absolutely.
Yeah, got them
I
demonic
mean, that is
spirits.
somebody that's in your boat, and they are definitely not. They're not rowing with you. They're rowing, but they are not rowing with you.
Yeah.
They are rowing in another direction. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah, they going somewhere,
they don't have your best
and they don't
interest.
understand when.
They don't have your best interest in
Oh
mind.
no, and guess what?
What?
Guess what? When they go to jail in Mexico, they gonna feel every bit of it.
Well, they
Every bit of
should. They should. I don't feel sorry for them at all. I have I have no sympathy.
it. Me neither.
Okay, Jay is here. Hold on. Let me bring Jay into the screen. Jay, can you hear us? I think it's my. I think the mic is muted.
Hey,
Hello.
sister and brother, how are you?
Oh,
Hello.
great, great. Glad that you could come aboard, shed some light on the subject.
It's such a terrible, terrible tragedy for sure. Um,
Wait a
I
minute.
have
First,
been
could you
following
tell us,
it because I have
Jay? Could you,
nieces around
Jay,
her
Jay,
age.
Jay? First, could you tell us where you're located?
I'm in New York City.
Okay, okay. Give us your give us how you feel about the situation.
Just give me a second because I'm hearing an echo, so I'm trying to figure all of this out.
Okay, this is what you need to do. Do you see something that says settings?
Okay.
If you see something that says settings, you need to click on settings, and then you can't listen to the show and be on the show at the same time because it would definitely give you an ugly echo.
Trying to turn it up.
I don't think I am doing this correctly. Can you say something? Let me see if I hear an echo now.
Okay, testing one, two, three.
Okay, you sound clearer now.
Okay, all right. So just you say you're from New York. So what I want you to do is kind of give us, I mean, tell us how you feel about this situation and tell us what you actually have read or what you know. Okay, you've muted your mic again.
Sure.
Okay.
I still hear the echo, but I'm going to try to move forward. So I did. Okay, wait a second. Let me see. Can you
Do
hear
you
me
see,
now?
do you see
I'm so
settings?
sorry. I'm struggle streaming, as they say.
Okay. Do you see anywhere
Um,
on your page where it says settings? If you see settings, you need to click on settings and click on audio and make sure echo cancellation and automatic adjust mic volume is checked. And that will get rid of your echo.
okay, let's try it now. I think we're good.
Testing one, two, is that better?
Oh, that's much better. Thank you so much for helping me through that. I appreciate it. So I have about 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
I have been following this story because I have nieces are about Shanquella's age. Oh my goodness, that echo is back. Sheesh.
Is that?
You're not trying to listen to the show and be on the show, are you?
No, maybe is that it? Do I need to just click?
Yes, that's it. If
Okay,
you're trying to
okay,
listen to the
okay.
show on one device
Got it.
and
Got
be
it.
on the show, you're gonna get an echo.
Okay, I hear you now. Now there's no echo. First of all, it is definitely a tragedy, and my prayers go out to the mother and the father and all those around the world. I think this is something that has been amplified, and it has went past color, and I feel like everyone is really moved by this story. When I first started following the story, it was back in October. So she passed away in October. It just became amplified in November after the coroner's report came back. So all of this time from October, we're all thinking that this young lady, we had no idea that this young lady had passed away. It was the coroner's report and the conflicting stories that the mother and father received from the so-called friends that she had died of alcohol poisoning when the autopsy and coroner's report said that she had a broken neck and a severed, broken spine, I believe.
Yes.
And then the FBI also did a autopsy on her as well and confirmed the same thing. As we stand today, they did issue the warrant for the arrest of a friend, but they have not said who yet. Everyone's assuming it's the Dejanay girl because that's who we saw on film,
Yeah.
but it could possibly be this other young lady who was rumored to have also, fought her and slammed her or something
Yeah.
like that.
Took partaking.
Yeah, I don't know if that has just become like a myth now with everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's getting a hold to the story, and everybody adds a little more to it.
Yes, they
But I've
do.
I've really been following actual conversations with the parents,
Yeah.
and getting my information from there. So they said that the warrant had been issued, but it has not been that they didn't actually arrest anyone as of yet.
Yeah. But
So
it came
we're
across my
still.
Google
It
blog.
did. Yep. ABC did slip up and say that,
Yeah.
but I think they did a retraction, saying that there was a warrant, but no one was actually arrested. I think their anchor did a slip up stating that the person had been arrested, but
Yeah.
not as of now. And this, I just heard something from, I think it was the father maybe 15 minutes ago. He was talking about it through another blogger that's there in North Carolina with him.
Uh-huh.
But this person, this monster, has not been arrested yet.
Right, right. And I'm so overwhelmed with this because Jay, as you already know, like you said, you got nieces, and I have some nieces, and just young ladies striving. Period.
Yes,
There
yes,
is no reason for this type of behavior.
absolutely not.
So whether she said something, did something, whatever the case may be, it doesn't justify what you guys have done and what you plotted to do.
All of them. I feel like they're
Right,
all
and that's what I'm
equally
saying. I'm saying
responsible.
all of them had a hand in this. Everybody
Absolutely.
knew what was going on, and that's one of the worst things you can ever go up against because being in the system, I can remember accessory got more time than the person who actually did it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Absolutely not. And I feel like the fact that they had the audacity to come into that mother's home 3 days in a row and say that this young lady died from alcohol poisoning,
exactly.
knowing that that's not what this young lady died of or from, is just, there's a special place in hell for people like that.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna reap what they sow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna definitely reap what they sow.
And this young lady was what we are asking our young women to become, right? Go to school, get a good job, start your business, be kind to
Exactly.
others, have a little fun in the process. We all did at 25, but
Exactly.
we want to make sure that you're a good and kind citizen, right? That you treat everybody
Exactly.
fairly. And from what everyone is saying, that she was that angel face. She was most certainly the kind of person who, her parents did a good job on her, right?
And
And
that's it. And so whether whatever happened in your family circumstances has nothing to do with this young lady, Shaquilla, right? And then they put out the information. She paid for the Airbnb. Then
I
somebody
heard that,
allegedly,
yeah.
allegedly, like they say, allegedly stole $10,000 from the young lady.
Wow.
So this was a vindictive act, of hatred to
Yeah,
the
they took it too far. I just don't, I was talking to, like, of course this was Thanksgiving conversation for most black tables. And you say to yourself at 25, you go away with your friends, you go to have a good time.
exactly.
You're not fighting, and God knows nobody's coming back, not coming back with breath in their body. So it's like, what happened for them to first of all, beat this woman. If for nothing else, we know that she was beat. This poor child did not even fight back. I think she was probably so shocked that, why is this woman jumping on me, that she couldn't even, gather herself to fight back. And
And
her.
I think that she wasn't going to allow them to include her in their plot
Whatever that
because
was, yeah.
that could have been their defense, because every person who commits these type of crimes always try to have a counter of some sort, to whereas you say, well, she fought me back, but clearly we see the young lady didn't fight you back, so you can't say that. She didn't. She started it. Then they say she slipped and fell. So there's so many different stories, twists and turns to this
Right. Right.
murder, that in the end, like I say, the domino effect is going to come when whichever monster they grab first and expedite them back over to Mexico, they're going to start talking, and the dominoes is going to start to fall into place. And
My understanding is that they're already turning on each other, because that video allegedly was leaked by one of the six members who was with her on vacation. So that means
yeah,
that
for the
someone said,
likes.
"Let me leak this video so this person will get the blame instead of me." I think that that's what they thought would happen, not understanding that you're accessory to the crime.
Exactly.
You're standing there, and what about these young men? Like, who
Oh,
raised you?
this it's a total level of
Who raised you
disgrace.
to
I
sit
don't know
there
who
and not
raised
break up a
them.
fight between two females? You're
I
you're
don't know
you're egging it
who
on.
I don't know. I know their mother should be so
Ashamed,
so disappointed in them.
disappointed. That's a good word. Yes.
Disappointed in them because nobody wakes. Nobody parents wants to be in a centerfold that my child did what.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely, absolutely. And
but
I'm just praying for justice, and it will come. The Bible tells us, be anxious for nothing. So it's going to
exactly.
come. It's most certainly going to come. But I want it to come the right way. What we don't want is hasty judgment, and then there's so many loopholes in the case that we can't
Yeah,
try them for what they actually did.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm hoping that we all stay the course, keep amplifying her story and
Oh, no question.
understanding who she is, and who she could have become had she not been beat to death. Could you
Exactly.
imagine being beat to death? I mean,
Yes, yes,
and then,
yes.
what bothered me too, brother, is when they try to really incorporate this whole alcohol thing, and how the
Exactly.
the false report said that she was I don't know the right how to pronounce the word, but that she was drunk basically. But the
Right,
bottom line is, if her neck was broken and her spine was broken at that time, she
right,
probably could not respond in a way that would be normal. Like, what kind of doctor was this?
right,
It's just insane to me.
right,
It,
right,
it, it
right.
it really is, but I'm very grateful that people are giving to the GoFundMe, because people don't understand this. That money isn't just for a funeral. When this story dies down and long gone, they still have to do. This is an international case. Them going back and forth to Mexico for this case, or having to stay for extended periods of time. Them
Yeah,
doing having their own private investigator to make sure their daughter gets justice. All of that costs money, and the average person doesn't have $50,000 just sitting somewhere for
exactly.
to go back and forth, out of the country. So I just pray that, they continue to get the support that they're getting now, but more importantly, I pray that they get justice and will have a semblance of peace. I don't, it's tough to actually garner peace in a time like this, but prayerfully that they'll have a semblance of it if justice is served.
Yeah, and I think that justice will be served swiftly. I
I
really
hope
do.
so. I
Because
hope so.
this was just a heinous act on this young lady for no vindictive, for no reason. There was even when when you when the judge look at this, he's going to ask him, what, what what did she do to you? What did she do to you so bad? When you severed her neck, her spinal, right, and her neck was broken, her spine was severed. I mean, you created bodily harm.
Yes, yes. And the father
You
was saying that his baby girl, she was only about 125 pounds and she was about 5'2". So she was a little
Exactly.
petite thing, little tiny thing, you know?
Exactly.
And you
Exactly.
you have these women and men allowing you see that this girl is getting the best of her. First of all,
Hmm.
they should have stepped in the middle of it before it even started. But
What kind of best friend is that? I
what
don't know.
kind of best friend is that? What kind of best friend is that?
But see, that's what they be telling you, your best friend, and that's what they say. You got to be careful. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So
You got to
that's
be
just a case of
careful.
what letting us know that they were all her enemies.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you know what? I think that Shanquella had a way of seeing the world in an innocent way,
Hmm.
and she was no match for these devious, demonic forces that
Exactly.
came, against her. And I just really, really just pray that although they say she, lived for about 15 minutes, I just pray that she didn't. I pray that that kind of injury, that she didn't feel anything. You know what I mean?
You know, I ask God to, I pray that she instant, as you said, so she wouldn't feel
Yeah.
so the atrocity, the pain that was inflicted upon her, because that is pain. Because
Yes.
it's only through the grace of God I am here. I've been beaten within an inch of my life, so I
Oh,
know
wow.
how that feels to be repeatedly punched and kicked and stomped
Oh,
on.
wow.
So I can just imagine what she had went through, and so immediately my heart went out to her. I played the tape back and I thought about my life and how God spared me,
That's a blessing. I'm so glad you're still here. You got work to
and
do.
yeah, got work to do.
That means you got work to do. You got to pay
Yeah,
that blessing forward and try to save
right.
someone else
And that's
before.
why when I synced this, I had to get on top of it right away. I couldn't, I could not ignore it as if I don't want to be. I want it to be a spectacle. I want it to be an eye opener
Exactly.
for everybody to understand. Everybody ain't your friend, like that song. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your family.
Yeah.
And we could
I was going to say, and but for the grace of God, that could have been any of us.
exactly. There go I. That's
You,
what
you
it said.
know?
But for the grace of God, there go I. So when we look at these things and we take the trips and we hang out with our partners at the clubs and stuff like that, we have to be aware of our surroundings, even within the so-called group that we're in, because nobody is solidified as genuine no more. It's always
Yeah.
agenda, a hidden agenda, and those hidden agendas are the deadliest agendas, because those are the ones that we don't even see. We don't even know what's happening. Here we is thinking everything is cool and we having a good time, and we oblivious to about what we're oblivious to what is about to happen to us.
Yeah, I mean, and especially in this generation, they're so desensitized.
Yeah,
They're so desensitized, and everything has to be met with violence, or and
exactly.
it's this is supposed to be your friend. You mean to tell
Hmm.
me that y'all couldn't maybe fuss a little bit and make up by the end of the night and have a good time? Like, what led to you beating this girl and continuing to beat this girl, even when she said she wasn't going to fight back? The poor child was butt naked, you
That's what I'm
know.
saying. So she was defenseless in the gate. This is
She
what I'm
was
saying.
defenseless. I know her parents did say that she was one of those, one with yourself type people, and she slept naked, and that she had her own room. And she felt comfortable sleeping the same way that she does at home because she had her own room, and
Exactly.
she felt like it was her own room, but she's waking up to terror. She's waking up
Exactly.
to pure terror. So I'm just curious to find out, brother, if did they wake her, did the young lady wake her up out of sleep? Did they catch her coming out the bathroom? Like,
That's
what
that's
was it?
that's what my that's what I gathered from it. It's like they caught her coming out the shower. So everything was premeditated and timed in a fashion to where all right, when she come out the shower, we gonna get it in, because they had the camera already ready,
They had
so
it all,
everything
three
was
or
put in
four of them
place. You know,
filming.
that's
Three,
sad.
it is completely sad. And people, there's been rumors around social media that she was drunk, so she couldn't fight back. Her neck or vertebrae could have been broken then.
Exactly.
And your limbs, you're unable to do things you would normally do. you know?
Exactly.
So we have to give her the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like she's the victim here, you
And
know?
but that's the whole thing. Everybody try to rationalize and justify. That's wrong.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line. I don't care if she was drunk or whatever.
Right, right.
They don't have
There's
no
no excuse no
justification
matter
for what
what.
these people did, and they plotted on this young lady for her downfall when she was the one who helped them possibly get over to the vacation. Then they say she helped pay for the Airbnb.
Yeah, I
So
heard that.
I mean, what more did you want from somebody? It is not her fault that you didn't do what you needed to do in order to be successful in your life.
Absolutely.
You know,
And that kind of when I watch it, first of all, it's extremely hard to watch the clip of this young lady, beating this poor child. But when
I
you
didn't watch it.
watch,
I didn't watch it. I could
yeah,
watch the
I
beginning
slipped
of it,
up.
and that was it.
Yeah, I slipped up and it came through my feed. It's very short. So by the time you try to click off, you've already seen the whole clip.
Right.
But to see the kind of venom that this young lady had towards Shanquella, it was like it was jealousy. They say it's
It
crueler than
is.
the grave. And it was so built up in her that the
Yes.
moment she had the opportunity, she was going to show her, you
And she
know?
got away from her people. Once we get away from her
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
we're gonna give her we're gonna give it to her. And you can
Exactly.
tell because the way they was
They
acting and how
gathered around.
they look like this was a ritual or something. What kind of what's
Yes,
wrong with
yes.
y'all? And it's again, it's like these demonic spirits that's inside of us because of the pain that we experienced from something. We have been traumatized and we have yet to talk about it. And so it's called resentment, and resentment turns to anger, and anger turns to violence. And the violence usually erupts out to people that have nothing to do with what you going through, all because you won't talk about it. And then the term that's
Absolutely.
hurt people for no reason at all. And here this young lady was full of life. She had a great life ahead of her. She was thriving. She had her own company and
At
everything. So
25, and I thought how wonderful she could have did a million things in this world. I'm sure she was capable of that and had an entrepreneurial spirit. But she wanted to help our community, right? She went for she helped young ladies learn how to braid and braid
yeah.
school age girls' hair so that they can feel good about their locks and
hmm
just really really gave back in her own way.
But that was
And
jealousy and envy right there, Jay.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
you see
They
somebody doing
definitely
that, who
were.
she thinks she is? Because and some similar. I see the similarities in a lot of this. And I'm just grateful the outcome wasn't. I hate it happened to her, but
Yeah.
I'm grateful to God that He spared me because it was a lot of similarities to that. But
Okay. Okay.
and I just pray that like I said, I want swift justice, and not just get it over with, but they're gonna be suffering, long suffering,
Yeah.
because once they get incarcerated behind over there, they're gonna see it's a whole
Oh,
nother
that's
world.
that's a whole literally
It's
that's
a
a
whole new
whole
ball
different
game.
that's a whole different world over there,
Exactly,
literally.
a whole different world. And
Uh-huh.
so
And they
you
have
know,
no idea what they're if they are going to be tried over there, they're going to hate the day they
that's why they
open their
extradited.
eyes and was born.
They're gonna be extradited over there because that's where it happened at.
I believe because this case got so much amplification from
Yes,
everybody, from
yeah,
people who never get on YouTube, got on YouTube to say something, right? I
exactly.
think that they didn't have a choice but
They did.
they have to do more than just another African American gone. They had to do more.
hmm
And I just want to, really, really continue to pray for that father because the restraint he must have to fight every day not to go and yank them brothers out their houses for what they did, especially that quote unquote best friend. So
Exactly.
God
I
bless
pray.
him.
Yeah, I pray for him, and not only that, like I'm quite sure she got family. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I just pray to God. I said, because Lord, I don't know. That's why I don't know what I would do. In that position when I knowing that you know my cousin was a good person and she wouldn't hurt her soul, and that you took advantage of her.
Right,
And you only
right.
did that to her because she was by herself. Now,
She
had she
was by
been with her
herself.
family, you would have never did that. If she was in North Carolina, you wouldn't have did that. So y'all maliciously plotted to take this vacation, and she didn't know this was her last trip around the sun.
Ugh,
But it's
it's
so
just
sad and so
heartbreaking.
many. And then it also opened up so many eyes and ears and hearts to the people to show the compassion because, like you said, all we see is kill, 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 murder, 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 hate, hate,
Mm-hmm.
hate.
Mm-hmm.
Now the people have spoken and said, no, 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 no. We want justice for this.
We want justice for this.
We're not going to have this now. We understand the black on black crimes. We still fighting with that, but this had nothing. This was an innocent soul.
This was an
Didn't
innocent
harm a
soul.
didn't harm a fly,
Nope.
and she lost her life, and there's so many of them. So many of Miss Robinsons out there that doesn't get the just due that they deserve as well,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
so it's like wow, so maybe they will open up and start to pay more attention to these type of cases because
Yeah.
these type of cases need to be paid attention to, and
Yeah.
not only that is, and the fact of the matter is that these young ladies was hateful to the degree of death.
Absolutely. And these young men, because who in their
Right,
right
right. No,
mind?
no. I'm dealing with them. I'm dealing with these young
Mm-hmm.
ladies first, right? And the reason why I say that is because she was 5'2". The young lady was gorgeous,
Beautiful.
ambitious.
Beautiful sister.
She
Beautiful.
was ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
She had
Smart.
dreams and goals she accomplished, and she did this at such a young age. So now she is feeling. I can be proud of myself. You can't get mad at me because I'm proud of myself. You should be
Absolutely
proud of
not.
yourself too to do something to make yourself proud of yourself. And so, uh, it's times when you have people like that hang around you just to try to suck you dry, get whatever they can get out of you, just to
Mm-hmm.
be around you so they can study, talk about you, and belittle you all the time, and then smile in your face. That goes to show you there's not friends, and they're not women,
Mm-hmm.
and the young men definitely ain't young men. Because if I don't like you, I don't. First of all, I don't even want to be around you. I don't care what you
Absolutely.
have. I don't want to be around you. If I have a disliking for you, I'm not even going to be around you.
I just, it just breaks my heart and it gives me chills to think what was going through Shanquella's mind when her best friend was standing there. From according to the mother, this best friend has been on family trips, has been around the
Mm-hmm.
table, and her
Yeah.
best friend is standing there while she's
Watching.
getting beat.
Yeah.
Just even if it wasn't her best friend, just the fact that these young men and the ladies, there's no way I'm going to sit there and let two of my girlfriends fight. I'm gonna say, y'all, come on, y'all, we got to do better. We didn't come here
Right.
for that. But I think it's just amplified when you talk about two black men. You're watching this woman get beat and not even trying to intervene at all. She's
It's
uns.
sad. And
It
then we
really
worry
is.
about how the other people is going to treat us. Well, hell, look how we treat us. So you can't keep pointing no finger at nobody else when we do worse a job than they do.
Yep.
You
And
know.
I don't care if you didn't mean to do it. You did it.
Exactly. Ain't no
You,
didn't mean to do it because when you don't mean to do it, you don't do something. This is
I
what I
was going
learned
to
a
say the
long
same
time ago.
thing. Absolutely.
So that's I learned. I had to learn it the hard way. Doing my incarceration, doing my beatings, doing my mini squabbles, and through life. If you didn't want to do something, you ain't gonna do it.
You're not
That's
going
just
to
the
do it.
bottom line. Ain't no I didn't meant to. I didn't mean to hurt. No, yes you did. You meant to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Mm-hmm.
mad because you got caught. That's what it was.
You got caught, and they're calling them the Cabo Six now because everybody refuses to call them friends anymore. So
That's
they're
right. Ain't
known
no
as the
friends. Ain't
Cabo the
no.
Cabo Six.
You can't even say that. You know what I mean? That was this total demonic to do
Absolutely.
that. How could you plan? How you can be so malicious to plan a trip to assassinate someone?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, she partake in buying the. She helped everything get situated with the Airbnb they having a good time and all that. She probably helped pay for most of the trip.
She seemed to be the most progressive one out of all of them, so it wouldn't
You know,
surprise me if
so
she did.
and for y'all to, if nothing else, that should, that should have rattled somebody's cage, like, and then they riding over there, they flying over there. So
Right.
some you ain't have an ounce of, like the judge say, hmm, you ain't had no consideration, no mercy for her, and I don't want to have no mercy for you. That's how the judge is. And
I
if
I
they
I
that
hope they
way over in the
don't.
United States, you can imagine how they is over there.
Mm-hmm.
So they gonna get the form of justice that they deserve for real.
I
And
sure
only that, it goes deeper than that. Not only that, now they can't even live in North Carolina.
I heard a
You
couple of them fled.
ain't nobody. Listen, let me tell you something. The community ain't finna let you walk around like that. You bogus. You ain't finna be hanging out and thinking that you cool. No, 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 no. That ain't how that go. That's universal law. You know, especially when
Not
people, innocent people that don't do nothing bother you. No, you don't do that, and then you think you gonna walk around the neighborhood. No, because some acts of random violence gonna happen to them there as well. So you never know. But at the end of the day, it's just so sad all around because we lose. Now we lose.
right,
We lost Aquila, and we're about to lose six more young African Americans who could have been made some of their life had they choose to, but
right.
they chose to take your life. So with that being said, they gonna have to reap what they sow. Like the Bible said. The Bible said you reap what you sow. You know, and they finna reap it. And I'm talking about in such a way that it's finna be, it's finna. And then not only that, they families now they mothers finna be broken and they gonna be traumatized from all this stuff. They saying what happened? What's going on? So much counseling got to come from this because it's got to be a long healing process from this because this just don't happen every day. So something is wrong with our people, and we have to. That's why we have to educate our people and on all levels, and not be afraid to be the one to say something is wrong. We know I'm not okay. And I tell people that all the time. No, I'm not okay. I've been traumatized since I was 11 years old in the streets in the ghetto. So I already know something wrong with me. And to grow up but at least one thing I will do, I'll talk about it, and I don't have a problem sitting it on somebody's chair and letting them know what's going on with me in hopes that I can get some resolve or some kind of clearance or clarity about what happened with me because at the end of the day, we walk around with that. And that's what I did. I walked around a mask with that. And as soon as somebody said something to me, ain't had nothing to do with what I'm going through, I want to lash out at them because I was hurting in the inside. So that's why they say hurt people hurt people you know. And these young brothers and sisters, believe me, they was hurting. Something was going on with them for them to be so vicious and malicious
Yeah,
to take on such an active crime as that. So
right.
we got to pray
I
for them.
Yeah, I think with this situation, and I could be wrong, this is all speculation, but I feel like there was definitely a seed of jealousy that had been planted years ago. And it just continued to grow and grow and grow, and this was the result. But I'm so happy that you guys had me on. But my family, I hear them running back and forth downstairs, so I need to get back to my company. But I subscribed and I put on my notifications, so you'll definitely see me again.
Oh, no question, Jay. We appreciate you coming on the show, and you're always welcome.
I appreciate it. You guys keep doing the good work that you're doing. You take care.
All right.
All right, bye bye.
All right.
Brother Raymond, hello. Raymond.
I'm just asking that God bless us, So I really don't have any more words to say. So you can just wrap this up, Kalo. Let's get out of here.
Did you say what, Raymond?
I said you can wrap it up. I mean, I'm at a loss for words for right now.
Well,
Every
it's
time I think of it.
definitely a traumatic situation. And I want to remind everybody that True friends see more than your fears because they see your courage. They see more than your tears because they see and believe in your strength. And believe this situation, not a situation of true friends. I want to send out prayers to this family
Yes.
because they need more than prayers. They need to be covered. They need to be covered by the blood of Jesus because they're going through something. And I tell you, it's no secret. I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for the people that did this. I have no mercy for them because these are not friends. For you to lure somebody to another country and kill them and then lie and said that they died from alcohol. I mean, you're dumb because you know they're going to do autopsy.
Yeah.
Okay? So you deserve everything that you can get. My name is Katie Lowe. This is Rhythm Flow Radio right here on Meditates with God, YouTube, and Spreaker. You have been listening to a conversation with Brother Raymond. You're hosted by none other than Raymond Richards. And we will see you right here next Friday. We all hope you all have a safe weekend. And remember that word, friend.
Yeah.
Have faith. I have nothing else to say.
It is the substance of things that is hopeful, and the evidence of
I have
things
nothing
not
else to
seen.
say. I know your favorite saying is I love you and there's
Where
nothing you can do
is
about it.
your
Nothing you can do about it.
All right, everybody. Have a great
see?
weekend.
I'm talking
We
about
will
that.
see you here Monday at 7 p.m. for
Come on,
opinion. Next
show me
Friday
love.
at 5 for a conversation with Brother Raymond. Until then, have a safe weekend. Good night.
Well, I know this, I know.
Right.
I know.